Same-sex marriage. Hey, we keep hearing about this. Why? Because the law is being worked out. You know, some states recognize same-sex marriages. The majority of states do not. This brings us to this week's case. It arises in Arizona. Arizona does not recognize same-sex marriages. As a matter of fact, in the year 2008, the voters in Arizona passed an amendment to their constitution that defined marriage as only a relationship between a man and a woman. In short, same-sex marriages are illegal in Arizona. Well, the legislature saw this happen by the voters, and they said, well, we're here to serve the voters, and therefore we're going to pass a law that says if you're employed by the state of Arizona and you're in a same-sex relationship, your spouse does not get benefits as would a spouse, a true spouse, and somebody who is employed by the state in a heterosexual relationship, marriage. So, guess what? A number of people employed by the state of Arizona who were involved in same-sex relationships brought suit. And they said, you can't do this. You can't do this because you are discriminating against us. And this case really went through repeated levels of review and finally wound up at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals for the western half of the United States. And there, this federal court carefully looked at it and they said, you know what? It is discrimination. It is discrimination. Now, what the court said, and this is very important, is that this doesn't mean there's a constitutional right to marriage between same-sex couples. What it means is that a state such as Arizona cannot pass a law which basically targets a group of people because, and in this instance, it's a group of people who are politically unattractive, but they can't target a specific group of people and discriminate against them. If they're going to provide benefits to state employees, they have to do that to all state employees. They can't take a group of people and say, you don't get benefits. It'd be very similar to the state saying, well, we give benefits, health insurance, life insurance coverage, whatever else, to all state employees except those people that have dark hair. Anybody who has dark hair gets no benefits. That is pure discrimination, and the court said that is not a legitimate state interest. The legitimate state interest is one that serves generally everyone within the state, and basically segmenting the state and having some people dealt with differently is not a legitimate state interest, and therefore this was an example of a denial of equal protection because they weren't dealt with equally to everyone else in the state. Now, why do we bring this to you? I bring this to you because I want you to understand what goes on in this country. And what goes on in this country is that you, as a citizen, have a tremendous number of rights under the civil rights that we all possess. This is not a tyranny of the majority. It's a democracy. We all get to vote. But in the United States, you have certain civil rights that nobody can take away. And among those is the fact that you should be treated like everyone else. And someone cannot discriminate against you. It's a very important right, a very important right. You know, democracy, as I say, isn't a tyranny of the majority. A democracy that properly operates, as we do here in the United States, is made up of preserving important civil rights. We see an example of that here. You may not agree with it. You may say, wait, how come the people couldn't decide what marriage was? But on the other side of the coin, what you will have to recognize is that you, just like everyone else, have certain rights which are inalienable and cannot be taken away from you by a vote of the people. Hey, bring you these cases every week so you understand how the law works, so you can make the law work for you. I'm David Allen.